Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to another live stream.
What's up, everybody? We're going to try something new here and do a live build of next week's upcoming project, which is the Star Trek Communicator.
A functional Star Trek Communicator. Yeah, you talked a little bit about this on the show and tell and on 3D Hangouts a couple weeks ago. It's finished, Pedro?
Yeah, it's been finished for about a week or two. Just getting some fine details in there and having the 3D printed files. Just did some tweaks so the assembly is a little bit more easier. So what we're going to do is take a look at actually building it from scratch. And this is the video we're going to use for embedding inside of the Learn guide.
Okay, and I think you're done with the guide, right?
Yeah, pretty done with the guide.
The circuit diagram and all the steps that go with it. Cool. I'm just chilling out over here, guys, in the chat room. So if you want to chat it up, I can freely chat. If you guys have any questions about the build or whatever, or you just want to bug Pedro, I'll be sure to not let them bug you.
All right, let's go ahead and start this.
All right,
Switch
cool.
over to the overhead.
There we go. Overhead mode.
Okay, so if you're following along, the first thing you want to do is after you finish your top part of the 3D printed case, you're going to be careful when taking off all of the support material, which should look a little bit something like this.
Okay, so you do need support material on this one?
Yeah, only because of the way that these little, do a close-up there. Yeah. So the way that these snap together are these little two lips, and it's a lot better to print these, downwards instead of having all of this up here be ruined.
Because if you look there, guys, a lot of the detail is lost when you're printing. Like, look at that detail there, because it's all flat.
So you just want to be careful to remove this carefully, because all of the standoffs are sort of floating there and being supported with all the support material. So I just want to use a pair of the flush pliers here to remove all these, start at the edges, and sort of just remove it in chunks.
Okay.
So the next thing that we want to do is lay out our board so we can measure all of the required wires. So this features the Fona Feather, which is going to handle all of the cellular communication, and it's recommended that you put and start up your, if you actually want to use this to make phone calls, set up your Ting account so you could get them over your EMI that you're going to need to connect the SIM card with the module here. So after you got that in there and you already loaded up your sketch in there and you've tested that out, next thing you want to do is do just a tiny bit of cleanup on the standoffs here so that they snap together. So we have a running trend now that we're starting to use a lot less screws to mount everything. So this is just held on here with 3 pegs that snap fit into the standoff or into the mounting holes inside here. So they just snap into place like that, and they hold on there very well. So the printing settings for this is we're using 2 shells. We're printing at 50 millimeters a second, so we can have nice optimal quality on the finish for the case. So after we've done that, we're going to measure out our wires. So we're going to start off with our grounds to connect all the button ends.
If anybody's interested, these are silicone-coated stranded wires. They're 26 gauge or 30?
We're using the 30 gauge just so we have a little bit more room. Although you could use the 26 since there's enough room in here, even with every component mounted in there. So first thing you want to do is just measure the length from the center of where all the buttons go. So like from there to the ground, just going to be right over here. And we're going to leave just a little bit of extra slack in case we need to cut it down. So about that much there.
I like that the camera's not lagging out. It's great. It's actually nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the way that we are going to get the grounds over to all of the buttons, because there's only one ground on here, is we're going to use this flexible PCB to actually split that out.
Oh, these are really cool.
Yeah, so what we're going to do here is cut the ground railing off of this. So we're going to need 6 grounds over by the buttons, so we'll just count 7. The 7th one is going to be soldered to the main ground over here. I just count these. 7. So. Am I in the middle there?
Yeah, you're fine there.
7. Okay, so that is actually what's going to connect over here. And to split this out, we're going to need the motor, because it's so close to where the ground is there, we're going to use one that has 3 that I've already cut up and soldered and tinned. So we're going to connect that. So I'll do that next. Let's move that over. Actually, use the pan of ice for this, just to make it a little easier. I'm just gonna add a little bit of solder to that. So can you grab me the extractor?
There you are.
So this is Phil B's awesome tiny little pocket fume extractor. If you haven't seen this, check it out. It's on learn.adafruit.com. Search for fume extractor. You can build one.
It uses a Power Boost 1000C or 500C,
Yeah.
and a 500 milliamp battery, and a tiny fan.
This thing is awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Let's see if I can do this.
So you want to try moving it a bit that way, so it's to your left.
Still zoom in on that, right?
No, I'm actually zoomed in all the way. I can, however, move the.
Physically move it.
Yeah, I'll physically move it just a bit.
I'm gonna wait until
Move it down, yeah.
right there, son. That's pretty good. Okay, so there we have
That's
our
quick.
splitter. So this is going to allow us to extend the grounds to the rest of the connections. Just turn this off. I don't know how loud that is on the actual mic there.
I was listening, it's fine.
So what I'm going to do is a 10 ground. Actually, go ahead and turn all these little guys up. So this is the one with the 7 extra grounds. And this is what's going to split to all the buttons and the LEDs. So actually, a little trick here to not damage these when you hold them is to actually use a tweezers and then connect that to the little grips there, like that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I never thought of that.
I didn't think of that until I had to
Build the second one?
No, build hold it in a way where it wasn't damaging.
Yeah, yeah. Even with the little heat shrink tubing on the grippers,
Oh yeah,
it still can damage it. It's a very, very thin material, paper thin.
Oops.
If you can move things up a little bit, like push it forward a bit, yeah. Or I can move the camera closer towards you if that's more comfortable. It's up to you. Yeah, that's fine.
We have our 2 extensions. It's going to go from there over to here. And we can make a lot shorter grounds for the rest of the LED and buttons. So I'm just going to measure from here to there, a couple of these guys. So for this build, we only have a call button, an answer button, and a hang up button. But you can obviously add more, add those to the code if you want to have it dial multiple numbers. But for right now, we only have it dialing 1 number. So next thing we want to do is measure our speaker wire. So let's mount this real quick on here. Before we do that, we want to go ahead and measure how much wire we're going to need. Because these come with non-silicone wires, we want to get rid of these and add something that's a little bit more flexible. Just measure how much we'll need for that.
Then the length isn't as...
Yeah, the length is not. So I'm just going to use red here for positive. Just going to go from there to the little speaker pins. Maybe there. Blue. This one's already cut. Just remove these real quick. just finish tinning these positive, negative here for the speakers. Get our updated wired speakers here. So to set up the speaker grill, I'm just going to take this little guy here, get it in a frame, and everything is snap fit together. So what you want to do after you get the parts is actually clean these up a little bit with a hobby knife, just to make sure that there's no filaments that are left over from retraction. So these just snap in like so, like that. Satisfying little crunchy sound to let you know it's in there.
Broke. But yeah, it's good.
No, it's just the sides, going up against the sides. So you want to angle this so that it's a little bit diagonal, shooting over to that way. And you easily pop in like that. Just mounts just like so.
Make it so.
It's been made so. Alright, cool. So we have those. Next up, I'm going to take... What's that?
Is it the first thing you're wiring? Or?
Just getting it ready so that we can hook it up to there. I'll put that in there later though. Next thing is that we want to have our button mounts here. So you can see the little indentations of where the buttons actually go. And like I was saying before, if you're going to add more, you can open up the Fusion 360 files and actually add more indentations. So to actually fit the buttons on there, you want to take the flat pliers and you want to bend out the leads so that they're nice and flat like that. So we'll go ahead and do one right now. Just grab these legs. Because you only need 2 sets of them, you can cut the others off, but I just left them on there. So grab the legs, flatten that out like that, and then pull that out like that until those are nice and flat. Just do the last one here. I think you're going to actually do a similar stream like this, Noah, when you build out another Pi Girl, right?
Maybe.
What do you guys think? Should Noah do a live stream on doing a Raspberry Pi Zero build? Yes.
Crickets.
I say yes.
Yeah. Is that Nimbus? Nimbus says yeah. Is that back at the mail piece? Parcel?
And so to actually mount these, you can use hot glue, but so that we can quickly edit these, we just use mounting tack. Yeah.
Alright, it's over here.
It's actually one of the most used things.
Yeah, just for mounting, holding stuff in place, like headers, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is just generic.
Can you move up a little bit? Or here,
Yeah,
keep where you
move it
are.
down,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna move the camera closer, since you want to work.
It'll be easier to
closer
work closer to me, yeah.
How's that? Can you see in the preview?
Yep.
Better?
Better. And so all we did was add mounting tack at the bottom there. And then to solder these guys up. tin the wires for these.
Making a tweak here. You will probably get a notification. Don't mind it. Hopefully that gives it a thumbnail. Yep. For the folks just tuning in, feel free to chat it up in the chat room. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask them. America's asking, are we authorized to use all measures available to destroy the Enterprise? Have you taken the Enterprise off the replicator yet?
I have not. We need to do that after the build. It's next week's time-lapse Tuesday.
Okay.
There's a super detailed STL that was uploaded on Thingiverse that hasn't been printed out yet. That was perfect for SLA just because of all the little tiny fine details that are on there. So it actually printed on the first go. So we'll see how that turned out once we clean it up. It's just chilling on the bed for the past 3 days. And now we can do our LEDs. So for the LEDs to light up the little blinky, that's doing a little light show here like that. We're using these translucent buttons, and underneath that are these itty bitty little sequin LEDs. And we'll go ahead and get those wired up. One, two. So we're just using white sequin LEDs here because the translucent little push buttons are handling what they with the colors diffuses.
Okay.
LED. Yeah, so for the episode, it was nothing but Star Trek puns that we used. Even the way that you did the voiceover, yeah, it's all like referencing Star Trek. Like the language that is being used.
Yep, audio just went down. Is that right? Oh, audio just went Klingon. Yep,
The audio went away.
Klingon. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Keep going. Oh, okay, I think things are okay.
So for the Klingons attacking there.
Yeah, sorry. Crisis diverted. Hello, hello.
Okay, so the way that the call buttons, or the buttons that have LEDs over them, the way that those are mounted, we're just putting tack on top of a little push button here, with the LED right on top. So you could use hot glue or super glue, but I'm just using tack. That seems to work pretty good.
Oh, okay.
So what we're using there is for the red button. So that's actually the push button, which will call my cell phone if I hit it. We just need an itty bitty little piece of this tack here. Adhesion is quite good for that. And then you don't have to worry about getting any glue on the side of the button to where it just sticks and doesn't work anymore. So that's always good. Okay, next thing. Just finish up these for the rest of the LEDs. Actually, let me, just so I can differentiate this one.
Did you wire these in series or parallel?
Which ones?
The LEDs? Are they chained up?
All the grounds, yeah, go into the splitter here. No, I can't wire in series because they're all different. Like red goes to
Alright.
pin 10,
I get
green goes to 11, and blue goes to 12.
you. Okay. Makes sense.
Everything's still in frame.
Yeah.
So because these will be mounted to the from the bottom, you want to insert the wires to the top little holes, like that. They're sticking up. These are the little holes that I'm talking about. Right there. Oh,
Is it laggy for you?
yeah, it's pretty laggy. And of
Yeah.
course not focused.
Yeah, it's a little difficult here. Because then it's laggy for me to
I
check
know.
the focus on it.
Yeah, so there's these little through holes that you can see right there. That's where I'm sticking the wire through the solder I'm on. Okay, you can turn it off.
Rob is asking, has you missed much? I think we were in about 20 minutes in.
Oh, wow.
You could always catch the archive, of course.
Yep.
So.
So for those of you tuning in, we are building a Star Trek Communicator, this guy here, from scratch. So it's a real working communicator, has a Fona Feather inside, so you can make real phone calls. And right now we are wiring up the buttons, the LEDs. Whoa. So these are itty bitty little sequin LEDs. So what's cool about these is that the resistors are already on there, so you don't have to worry about that.
PXN is asking what temps are the Haku set at your soldering iron.
So right now mine is, I think this is the default.
Yeah.
It's set at 750. Using the rosin core solder that we have in the shop. It's product ID 145. The little mini fume extractor is a project that Phil B built. It's an itty bitty little guy here. Just a fan, power boost, and a LiPo battery inside there. Super handy to bring around everywhere.
Yeah, I like it because it's it kind of
Fits,
You got
like-
limited room on your desk, so
Yeah.
it's nice to not have this hunkin' thing, especially when you're making small solder points.
Hope everybody's having a awesome Friday. Start your week off with some DIY electronics here.
Rob says he uses 350C on his Haku for general work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I did not know you could go that low.
Yeah, 750 is pretty high.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, it's default, so. ZZT is saying Friday the 13th, not going so bad.
Oh, I completely forgot it was Friday the 13th. Yep.
Maybe that's why our microphone went all Klingon. Rob is saying 350C is default in Europe.
Oh, wow. Okay, next thing I want to do is measure the wires for each button. So green is the closest, I believe. That's furthest. Okay, so green is going to go on over here. So measure that.
Is there any rhyme or reason to your coloring, or just to differentiate
So
them?
it's referencing what some of the reference images are on the net. When you just Google it, some of it have some have green, some have yellow, but the Bluetooth one that was recently released, it's a Bluetooth Star Trek Communicator, that one used the green LED.
Okay.
So, use some green.
I meant the wires, but yeah, you're talking
Oh,
about the
no,
colors.
yeah. So green is representing the green LED.
Ah, okay.
So
Nice.
that's going to go here, and green is going to plug into 11, pin 11. So from here to right there.
Can you move a little bit more to your left?
Hold on. To my left.
Yep. That's good.
More down.
Oh wow, the lag is. Whew.
Pretty laggy.
Woo. The lag. Give me a second, folks. See if we can speed this up. And back. Oh no. Still slow.
Still laggy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are patiently waiting until the Worldwide Development Conference. Hopefully new MacBooks are released by then. Why don't we go PC?
You could go PC, yeah. Just use Adobe stuff.
Yeah, everything's PC, but kind of like the laptops. Only have to travel around. Instead of red for the red LED, so I don't confuse it with power, I'm going to use yellow for power. And red's going to plug into pin 10. That's right there. So when is that new Star Trek coming out? The movie?
New Star Trek movie. Okay.
Oh, the recent trailer looked pretty good, but again, there was people that were pissed off about it.
Oh yeah.
It's because they were using the Beastie
Star Trek
Boys
Beyond. 2016.
soundtrack. When?
2016. Right?
What
Star
month?
Trek Beyond. July 22nd.
Oh, not too far off.
2016. Director is Justin Lin. Just pulled up IMDb.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking through a ton of clips on research for this, looks pretty. The old ones, the very first ones, look really good.
The original series. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the ones when we were growing up in the '90s. The
Next Generation.
Next Generation, yeah, it looked not like the old ones did.
Yeah.
Those look really cool. Blue is going to plug into 12. And of course the recent movie of the reboot
Mm-hmm.
was really
It's
good.
really nice. Yeah. Yeah. J.J. Abrams did a good job.
Yeah, like even people who never liked Star Trek
Really liked it.
instantly liked it.
I think your wife liked it, right?
Yeah, and she was never a Trekkie. Really liked that one.
Yeah. She didn't like Star Wars either.
No, she liked Star Trek. She didn't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, well, she liked the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really care too much for the new one. Gavin
Gavin
obviously liked, BB-8,
Yeah.
but he's only 2, so.
What is he now?
Alright, next is the call button. It's going to be A0, which is right over here. Just make that white. So answer is on this side.
Nice colors.
Yep, so these are the silicone coated wires. I really wish we offered these in the little mini rolls or spools. We have the 26 gauge ones in spools. Just gotta find these now.
Rob,
Hmm.
I'm glad I found this stream. I'm supposed to be clearing off my bench. Yeah.
That's what we were hoping. And on Friday, everybody's winding down for the weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of lunchtime in the East Coast, I think. Yeah, it's actually noon in the West Coast. Rather.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock right now here.
Yeah.
We had breakfast for lunch earlier.
It's a Friday the 13th type thing to do.
And then for hanging up, I'm going to use. Let's see what color I haven't used yet. Got orange there.
What do you think the hardest part of the build is?
Hardest
Just
part
wiring?
of this build. Yeah, wiring seems to be the most time intensive one. The other one I'm gonna have to say is probably just printing out, just because these take so long.
Yeah.
If you want to fine finish, you got to print a little bit slower. So the settings for these are 50 millimeters a second for the cases. The top portion here requires a ton of supports. All of these right here.
Yeah.
All for the bottom there, just because of the way that the lips are designed, the way that they snap into each other.
Well, what I'm saying it is 8:16 in the UK.
Oh, wow.
And your Porsche is saying it's 22:17 in Finland. And Mr. Burrito, I believe Mr. Burrito was asking which board are you using?
So this is the Fona Feather board. Got this guy here. It's using the G2 cellular module, and then the SIM card is
You
back
mean
here.
2G?
2G. 2G. What did I say? G2?
G2.
2G.
That's Friday.
We just got the 3G module in. We're doing a little special with Ting. If you buy a 3G module, you get a free Ting SIM.
That's nice. Yeah, that's actually really nice.
I mean, not free service, just the free,
right,
SIM card.
You still have to
Still gotta
pick
pay.
your voice plan. Yeah,
Yeah,
your data
exactly.
plan. Okay. Oliver MJ is saying it's 21:18 in Sweden.
Oh wow! I just saw a super cool drone video shot in Sweden.
Was that where that was?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's epic. There's so many variations in the landscape. Beautiful.
It was like a beach, and then it was snowing, and
There was
Is that what
beach,
you
there was mountains, there was waterfalls, there was castles.
Nice.
It was, I think, the Epic Drone YouTube channel.
Okay.
Which, funny enough, for shooting our mini FPV video, went out and got the Phantom 4 drone. And because of, how intense it's been with all these projects, it's been sitting unopened in its box for the past almost week now.
Yeah, we'll get to it one day.
Alright, so I'm going to start soldering up the LEDs.
You didn't solder them yet? I thought you did.
Just the grounds.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so blue. There's blue. This guy here. Is it still in frame?
Yeah.
correctly. All button. Red.
Oh, cool. Rob's next project will be using a Fona. Currently, he is working with a Huzzah 8266.
Oh wow. What's the project? If you're allowed to say.
Top secret. Rob says it's a greenhouse monitor with watering valve control. That is really
Wow.
nice. Definitely consider sharing it with us. We'll post it up on the blog.
Absolutely.
Mike Whitington is saying it's 103 10:34 1 o'clock here on planet Mercury. 7:12 degrees Celsius this afternoon. Very interstellar.
Yeah, this project was pretty fun.
They're all fun. This was extra fun because you can call someone.
Yeah.
And you
That
have a
and-
monthly bill. Is that the fun part?
Just no. I think the fun part was making the hinges for the cover here.
Okay,
It's pretty
from a
cool.
design standpoint,
Yeah.
it was like a little bit challenging.
Yeah, all of the holes for like the speaker grill, and actually you milled this out of aluminum, so that was pretty cool. Learning how to not break bits on aluminum.
Yeah, I broke quite a few bits, but you don't have to mill it out of real aluminum. You could just 3D
No,
print
you
it.
can actually just print it here.
There you go.
That's what it looks like. And if you have a glass plate, definitely recommended so you can get that super shiny look on that. Same thing with the grill. It's printed on the bottom. So we were gonna do the grills out in copper, but we just ran out of time for polishing.
Mhm.
We tried throwing it into the tumbler, but sort of deforms it.
Okay, we got something here. Oliver suggesting making a power supply with a built-in lamp and a fume extractor. That's interesting.
What now?
To make a power supply with a built-in lamp and fume extractor.
Oh.
It's kind of like an all-in-one to condense everything in your
Mhm.
workspace. Then your fourth is saying, does the microphone and speaker polarity matter? I have a small 32 ohm speaker, and the contacts are unmarked.
So this has a positive and negative for the speaker.
So yes.
I just matched that up with the positive and negative on this guy here.
So it is marked on the
yeah,
speaker.
these are marked, and it's
Okay.
marked on the pins here.
So,
So I just made sure that those matched up. The same thing with the microphone. Those have a positive and negative, and I matched those up. For
the microphone has
the microphone is itty bitty, yeah, but you can still see the marks there,
Okay.
right there on the
You
PCB.
could try using your multimeter. I don't know how that would work, but if anybody has any suggestions for your Horth. Okay, Calvin is in the chat room. How are you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Calvin? So we're just wiring up the Communicator here for next week.
Rob is saying on magnetic coil speakers, it does not matter. Okay.
Ah. So anybody going to Maker Faire? It's this weekend, right?
Is it this week or next weekend? Let me double check. May 20th to 22nd, so next week.
Next week.
Oh cool, the camera finally caught up. The trick is to close the edit shot window.
That's for Cam Twist or
Wirecast.
Wirecast? Alright. Finally got all those wired in. Or soldered up. So now we can tin all these guys up
What's that?
onto
Depends.
the Fona Feather.
Salut.
Thank you.
Mike Whiteson has a good suggestion. You can determine the positive side of a speaker by connecting a battery and watching whether the cone moves out or in.
Oh wow.
Out means the battery polarity matches the speaker. In means that it is reversed. That's a great tip. Thank you.
Okay, so the call button, this is the hoodies. Red is going to go into 10. Let's start from 12.
Do the Phoenix extractor. Just forgot to turn it on again.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah, I've been meaning to update the case with a little tripod thing.
add a little tripod to it.
To add a tripod to it, yeah. But you just prop it up with something.
So start with blue. Beam.
Somebody testing in chat room.
Just wiring up the call buttons. A0 is call, A1 is hang up.
Do you just sort of position them wherever you want? Doesn't really matter.
You can,
Buttons.
but referencing images and how they usually in the videos, it looks like the center top button was the call button, so I made that red, and that's what that's wired to the center top row button. So
I figured you would just.
I mean, you
guess.
can put them anywhere you want.
Right.
What's that?
I was saying right, yeah. Trying to be true to the show.
Yeah, and it's also, I think, UX
Yeah.
UX wise.
Going to the right is like go, and to the left is like backwards.
Got to wire one button.
Oliver is saying his granddad would have loved this. Unfortunately, he has passed.
Aw.
Our condolences.
Ever hear that?
He just pointed out.
I just turned that off, so I'm gonna have to turn it immediately back on.
Yeah.
Alright, last one. Call button A0. No. Put this one on. It's a button A2. Okay.
It's nice being able to reference your own guide.
Yep.
That's good.
This is why we make these guides, because we found ourselves multiple times figuring something out, and then months later having to go back to it and have, you know, be like, how did we do that one thing? Oh yeah, we can just go back to the guide and see, look at code, or look at like settings, you know, what numbers do we actually use for printing or for setting up something.
Alright. You hear the oscillations in the fan. It's starting to die.
Yeah. Get me a battery to hook this up to.
Make it so.
Alright, next thing we have to do is I'm going to desolder all of the connections on our itty bitty little mic here. So tiny. So that reaches the mic pins on the Fona.
What phone number is it going to call? Is it the same sketch?
So, because I'm going to send this one to Lamar, she probably already has a SIM card. She just has to get the EMI number.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So how long has the stream been going?
We're reaching over the hour mark. An hour and 6 minutes. Doesn't feel like it though.
Yeah. Yeah, so from scratch, this is about how long it takes to build one of these. And this is with like pre-planning as well.
Yeah,
Like
usually it's
moving the-
weekend projects.
Yeah, like moving the support material and all that. Usually take way longer because we have to stop and do photography for all these, for the videos, and for the learning guides.
You're soldering behind the chat.
Oh.
There you go.
Alright, so if we can see this. It's so tiny.
It's pretty small.
How did I actually do this? Oops.
You putting new wires on it or what?
Yeah, just because it doesn't reach. And
Oh, jeez.
I know, look how itty
Why don't
bitty
you just
that is.
why don't you just extend the wire?
I could do that, but then
But then dot.
it wouldn't be as challenging to solder these itty bitty
Oh,
little.
come on.
Let's
Hope you don't bridge it.
I know, right? Turned out okay for the first one. You know, bridging and that. To make it extra challenging too, I'm not
AJ.
using. Huh?
AJ Katz is asking a question. I'm not sure if I can answer. Which communicator and from which series?
I can't answer that either. I don't know.
I thought you said it was from the original series, but
It looks. If you can hold that up, you can sort of model it here. Which do you think here? Take it,
remodel it.
sort of like show it off while I'm doing this over here.
Let me switch cameras. I don't have a camera in front of me, so. What do you think it's from?
Hopefully it's the good one.
Hopefully it's the good one. Well, it's kind of relative, but
Oh, you didn't show when I just soldered the
oh, sorry.
video. Oh well.
No, nobody will ever know.
No, it's good. It's all nothing bridged. But yeah, it's
Any
definitely.
tips?
I just soldered it from the side. I put the tip on
Mhm.
this side, so it's not obviously.
More to the right, please,
Yeah.
or left?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm saying move it more to the left just to show
Oh.
the. It's kind of hard.
Right over here.
AJ saying, yeah, it is from the original series. Yep.
Woohoo! That turned out good.
Sorry, can't.
So to get this microphone in there, we're gonna thread the wires through the top here. Pull that guy through.
There you go. See if we can focus. Probably not.
And just press fit that guy in there like that. There's our microphone. Something I did not show is these mics come with a little rubber ring around it, and I just took that off because you're not really going to need it. So it just threads through like that. Now we have enough room.
You can hear the fan chooching.
Just let that charge for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have to get our motor ready. So here's a little vibration motor. What's so cool about this in the code, when you first turn it on, it actually vibrates to the tone of Star Trek.
Nice.
It goes do, 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 do.
Can I get this one to do it?
Probably
not.
Yeah, because the antenna is so small, sometimes it doesn't always connect to the cell tower.
2G for you.
Yeah. Alright, so the Fona doesn't have the resistors, diodes, and transistors to power the motor, so get that on camera. We have to assemble or hook it up to our own.
Mike, making a transporter is a more advanced project. Yeah, we're still trying to work that one out. Hello. Is the camera laggy still? Yeah, right.
I'm not looking at it right now. Alright, so
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to shorten all of these guys here. Okay, so
Can you move more to the left, please?
this way.
Right there is fine.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with the diode first. I'm going to, let's see.
This is for the
end cap,
vibration
for the
motor?
motor.
Okay.
So the end cap here is going to go to the bread. Just going to wrap that around here like so.
Just move it a little bit more to the right.
Actually, can you move the camera?
Yeah. Let's see if I can do that. Hopefully that wasn't too shaky. You just wrapped it around the
Yeah.
leaf.
That's one of Brandy's friends. I think she's coming down.
Should we get the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. I think Brandy's upstairs, yeah.
She's upstairs. Cabinet's sleeping.
Yeah.
Somebody got themselves banned.
What's that?
Somebody got themselves, I think, is it blacklisted? Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Can't use vulgarities in the chat room.
Okay, so we got that hooked up there. Next up is,
Oh, they both connect to the both wires connect to the.
yeah, one
Yeah.
side to, I'm gonna say positive, one to the negative.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So you,
What about
actually,
the
so Becky already,
transistor?
that's what goes next.
Okay.
So that's gonna go into the side here. I'll do that. And then the resistor is gonna go right in the middle. And then this side right here will go to ground.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna shorten those guys up. So I'm gonna do the same thing with these guys. Shorten all these guys up. Is that still focus or in frame?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Turn all these guys up.
Making good use of both little arms.
Yeah.
All the pan device is holding the Fona Feather.
Hell yeah.
So okay. Trying to find like good spots to like camera switch. The polarity of the resistors don't matter, right? Not that I know of.
I don't know.
Every time I
think so.
just wing it and it's like, yeah, it works. Can you have can you have this first Star Trek communicator contact the other Star Trek communicator? Oh wait, you need a card.
Need another
Oh.
SIM card,
Mm.
yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Still in frame.
A transistor is a priest that becomes a nun. Old joke. Here's Mike. Vadim is asking, do you clean your welding end, your soldering tip?
Yeah, you just can't see it on this side. I'm using the brass mesh.
Yep, brass mesh or a slightly damp sponge. We'll clean that up for you. Says he has problems all the time because the end is dirty in a while and the temperature is lower. Yeah, this is a Haku soldering iron, so the tips are pretty nice. Man, delicate here.
Yeah.
Wish I had a better camera to zoom. Like a microscope cam or something would be nice. How often do you change your tips? Not
So
often.
we've had this one for a while. We used to switch between the flat
hoof?
The hoof? No, the hoof is
Oh,
that
it's a
bigger
bigger
one.
one,
Yeah.
Just like the flat tip
Yeah,
screwdriver
the flat
looking
tip.
one.
Yeah, we used to switch between the tip and the flat tip and the little tiny point one, but now we just use the flat one.
Yeah. Yeah, their Haku tips are pretty high quality, I guess, I'm assuming. And we have spares, but I haven't had to use them yet. It's been a good while.
Yeah, over a year.
Over a year. And we solder quite a bit.
Every week. It's on there very well.
Is there sticky adhesive on the back of that motor thing?
Yes, there is.
Do you
We're
use
not
it?
going to need it though,
Okay.
since the
just-
tolerances for hooking it up to the back there
Okay.
is very tight.
Cool.
Okay, next up for this is measuring wire to go from the resistor into A3. So what this will do. Still in frame.
Yeah, not too much. Or, yeah, it's good.
Oops.
Have a good one.
It's only good. Gavin's still sleeping. Doing our live right now.
How are you?
Yeah, it's all good.
Watching the solder.
How many people? 5?
Say hi to everybody.
Where am I?
This is Brandy 32. Not bad. Yeah. You're right there. You're top.
Lots of thanks to my wife over here who did the makeup for next week's video. She made me look like Spock, so I had like the eyebrows and all that, and the ears. She made it all
Yeah.
blend in.
It's very delayed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's,
Hi, peeps. Bye, peeps.
you're saying hello, hello.
Have fun.
Just gotta keep an eye out when Gavin wakes up for his nap.
Mike, what's up, girl?
Okay, and then the last thing is the ground. For the
Is this the
vibration
last
motor.
component, really?
Last component? No, still gotta do the slide switch.
Oh, okay. That's easy.
Still in frame.
Yeah. Oh man, lag. Let's see if I can clean that up real quick. Make it black for a little bit, and okay.
All right. Vibration motor circuit is complete.
Up a bit more. There you go. Yeah, that's fine. Plenty of room in the case. No need to shorten it
Yeah.
up.
So we actually add just a little tiny bit of tack and we stick it right next to the vibration motor, like so. That. Supposed to fits in there like that. And just tack this on to the side there. Keep it out of the way of everything else.
Rob made a good point here. He's heard that using a wet sponge to clean your soldering tip can cause the coating to develop micro cracks that shortens its life. I have noticed the same thing too,
Yeah.
especially with water that is from the tap.
Non-distilled,
Yeah, non-distilled water. So I just don't do that anymore. I just
Mhm.
exclusively use
Just
the
brass,
brass
yeah.
sponge. So I've seen it.
Brass mesh.
Yeah, but that was for like a cheaper soldering iron. It that has like compatible Haku tips. You know the one I'm talking about? The
Yes.
one where the ground broke
Yeah.
from the plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get what you pay for it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cheap soldering iron. And Rob has successfully cleared off his bench.
Right.
Good job. It is.
That
it's
is
one of those.
actually pretty hard to do.
It's not as
sometimes.
hard. It's just like it's annoying to do
Mhm.
because you're gonna dirty it again. But whatever. You
Yeah.
kind of need to do it
Yep.
to dirty it for the next time.
Because it immediately, gets dirty again. The cycle of making it, huh?
Yeah. It's like the
Everything.
making your bed. Like, why make my bed? You know, mess it up.
What was that study that people with messy beds?
I'm more productive. Messy desks are productive. I
Something
don't know.
like
I forget
that,
what the
yeah.
study is. Studies are whack. It can be. Yeah, it's just Ron said he's taken 30 years off hobby electronics, but he's getting back into it for,
Alright.
for a year or so. Yeah, it's great.
Alright, here's that.
Oh man, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so it's looking like a spider.
Yep.
Okay, now might as well connect the microphone and the speakers.
They have these like designated pins for them.
Yes.
Makes things easier.
Probably gonna pop it back out. Turn those guys up. Those are tiny and all together, so
Oh, you're right. They're
pretty close together.
a bit unconventional, and they're over there. I see. Fona's kept that same format there. This is where like the tip works a little bit better than the screwdriver.
Oh yeah.
Tip. Don't bridge it.
So actually, no, you've already built a phone,
Oh, the Arduino phone.
Arduino phone.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab it real quick? Just turn it on.
No, I'd rather not.
It looks pretty slick. It
Yeah.
has a screen on it.
Does this still have an active TIN card? Did you ever cancel it?
No,
or-
I took it off. That's what
Took it off.
is on the
Right, so you
communicator
just
over
switched
there.
it over. Yeah, so
Yeah.
It won't really
So-
work.
If for those of you that have not checked Ting, they're really good with switching your SIM card around. So microphone negative.
It's like borderline surface mounting.
There.
No, that's fine.
solder on there, heat it up. Good. Next up, mic. And I believe last component. Positive for the mic.
Is that a woohoo? It's done?
Oh, the only thing I have to do is solder all of the grounds to the splitter here.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Very good. Okay.
Stuff it in there.
Right.
You're just gonna use it again, huh?
Yeah. Actually, I forgot one thing.
It happens.
The motor ground.
I thought you were still soldering the grounds.
No, to this one right here.
Oh.
There's two splitters. Put that back in there.
Been lucky.
Yeah. Motor is soldered. Still in frame?
Yep. Nope. That's good.
Yeah. Tiny piece of tack for this transistor here. Stick there. next is mounting all these little guys onto the button panel over here.
You mount first and then solder ground.
Actually,
What do you
I think you're
suggest?
right. Probably solder all the grounds first.
Yeah, just because once it's in place, then it might move out of place.
Alright, so same technique with the tweezers here.
It's like arm meta arm. Arm hards another arm, smaller arm.
Full frame.
However you want to move it. Yeah.
Just doing some wire management here, make sure nothing is
Making sure everything is
funky.
accounted for.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Alright, so wiring all these guys in. I believe that is it for this.
What was that? All the grounds?
Uh-huh.
All of them?
I believe so. All grounds are in. Alright. Cell frame. saying these over here. Number 10 is for call. That's going to be red. Got blue on that side. That side, that's going to be far left.
Remember, it's backwards.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Right.
Green is on your left. Blue is on your right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're gonna light up anyway,
Mhm.
based on the diffusion of the filament. Alright, there are all the buttons. Button with LED.
There's 5 buttons.
Yes, there are, well, there's 3 buttons, but there's 5, like, you know, quote unquote buttons, because I only have programmed 3 of them that actually do something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you can you have 2
So
extra
there's-
ones. So you can
yeah.
do something.
So there's 3 light up ones, 2 it's supposed to be like knobs. They were in the series, but
Auxiliary. I'm gonna take this. You can mount the camera, right?
yep. Okay, next up we're just gonna mount all of these 2 back here, but before we do that, let's go ahead and place all of our buttons inside there. So these are printed using the translucent colors that we have in the shop. We got red over here in the middle. And we got, let's see, green's gonna go over here, or blue's gonna go there, green right over here. And then the 2 call and answer, quote unquote knob buttons. So to mount these, it's the only place that we're actually using screws for this. And sorry for the UK folks out there, we're using number 2 56 size screws. So before I do that, let me go ahead and thread these through the standoffs first. So to do the threading, I just simply screwed in first to create the threads.
Could really use that teleporter right now.
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Some comments are coming in, looks like.
Yeah, the chat room's having a nice, healthy discussion of Linux security.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's way over my head, but it's nice and nice to see everybody chatting amongst themselves. Hopefully the audio isn't Klingon on us. Is it? Let me check. Nope, it's good.
So all we're doing right now is just creating the threads.
Oh, okay, you're tapping them.
Yeah.
Cool. Be careful.
Yep.
You won't want to break them. Please don't.
Yes, this takes about almost 3 hours to print.
The audio is in Klingon. John Liggins. Luckily, I can monitor it. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my god, did you hear the smoke detector going off last night? Just chirping?
I tried to ignore it.
What happened? It turned off.
It randomly chirps on and off when it wants. I don't know. It has a mind of its own. It's become sentient.
Do you know which one it was?
No, how am I gonna know which one it
Downstairs?
was? If it was my room, I would handle it, but it wasn't my room, so I was like, not my problem. Oh, jeez. I apologize, Rob and others, about the chat room, like, automatically blocking or not showing messages. Like, he's talking about screw sizes.
Yeah, I know.
There's-
We have to
Yeah.
figure that out.
I'm gonna click on something here.
Yeah, it's under the banned words.
Change settings. Whoop, not that.
Yeah, so there's a default list of banned words, and one of them is there.
One of them is
It's
screw.
screw.
Sorry. Even though people are talking about hardware.
I know. I noticed that.
I'll have to deal with it later because right now the computer's like wants to crash on me.
Now we have to say like bolts or something.
Yeah, what do you say, bolts? Metallic threads.
Alright, threads created.
Yay.
So all you do is stuff.
What about the
Frame it.
threads for the mount, for the bracket?
Those go right in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What number screws are these?
So these are, again,
Two.
apologize for,
For Imperial?
yeah, if people use M screws.
Yeah.
The
We love metric, but
I know.
we're in the
everything.
States here, and the screws are unfortunately Imperial, so
Yeah,
we
so
have
they're
to
number
deal with it.
256.
We must deal with it.
You can, of course, update these inside the Fusion 360 file.
John Wiggins. Metal spikes with routed circular threads.
That's a good workaround.
Oh, you can't even say damn in here.
I
Jeez.
know.
You can't say damn. You can't say hell. You can't say screws. I don't know. We'll work on the chat room thing. We know it's a little bit too strict. There's probably a Wikipedia entry on exotic screw sizes. He said Mike said poppycock. That one made it through.
So I'm just doing some wire management now, so all these are out of the way from the buttons being pushed and away from the LED so they're not covered up.
I think heat shrink tubing would have helped, but we just sort of.
Oh, yeah.
It becomes a little proactive, but once it's
Once it's
there,
once
I think
it's
you
soldered,
can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, start thinking of where to have dinner.
I actually gotta go beam someone up, but yeah. That's in like 10 minutes. So if you can, Pedro, and I'm trying to rush you, but
Almost.
I gotta go.
Yeah, so we're just going to finish up here by mounting this on.
John Wiggins is just gonna keep trying different words to see if he can get the message removed or whatever. Terry is saying that's the sort of cable management that results in putting it together and finding a button shifted or a wire came loose.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we use the mounting tack, so we can easily push it over.
Okay.
Well, the LEDs anyway. The
Mhm.
buttons have on the button like holder. There's these little inserts so that you can know exactly where to place them.
And Lenoid is saying was asking what type of wires. These are 30 gauge silicone coated stranded wires. Nice and flexible. Terry's asking, could they not come through the back plate or the plate back?
Oh, like make a little hole inside here. You know
Mm.
what?
You could have, but then you have to thread them
Definitely
through.
can.
You definitely could, but then you'd have to wrap them through.
Oh, yeah,
thread the
Yeah,
needle
yeah.
sort of type thing. But it's definitely doable.
Definitely can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's room for
Mhm.
wire optimization and stuff. But there's plenty of room in there for excessive wires and stuff, and more components if you want to.
Yeah,
Add
if you want to
different
add
things.
more buttons.
Kirk to Enterprise. Mike is saying, Kirk to Enterprise, Scotty, we need hands-free Bluetooth like they had back in 2016. Yep. John, I'm giving her all I got. Yeah, everybody, go ahead and insert your favorite Star
lines.
Trek quote or.
Yeah, so when we were referencing this for the voiceover and
We made it through the bloopers. Is that one? That was kinda
no,
funny.
just finding out that "Beam Me Up, Scotty" was actually never used.
It really wasn't.
Yeah, it was "Beam Me Up, Mr. Scott" was the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can definitely should have used a heat shrink on that,
Mm.
but
You're a designer, not a doctor.
a designer, not a doctor.
Something like that.
So definitely check in to see the video. We do the teleporter effect.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty
Having
cool.
some After Effects background, you know a thing or two about particle effects.
Yeah. Well,
That's
might run
not
a
the real
segment.
part, but it is a real cell phone. You know?
Yeah. Let's see. The battery gets mounted right up here. Let me go grab that.
Hello, computer. Spoken to a mouse. Yeah, I remember that. That was fun. I forget which movie it was from. They go back. It's like in the 80s. They go back in time, and the crew. I forget what they do. Too young to remember. What are you looking for?
We are out of 2,500 milliamp batteries. So we're going to have to use the 2,000 milliamp
Oh.
batteries.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Could you fit a cylindrical in there? Is it too big? Probably too big.
Might be a little bit too big, but this fits pretty good. It's about the same footprint.
Okay.
So again, mounting tack works wonders for this.
Yep. Or chewing gum, as suggested in the chat room.
Yeah.
You don't have a glue gun?
So just
Chewing
because
gum.
this is, you gotta run some errands, I'm not gonna do the slide switch, but
Oh, yeah.
it will be in the guide. So basically the way the slide switch works is it's going to connect with the JST extender. We would splice this up, cut the power section of that, solder it to one of these pins, from here to here, and then from here to the rest of that, so we can flip it on and off. So Lamar did the wiring for this and told me instead of hooking it up to enable and ground, the Fona is a little funky that way, where you do have to split up
Okay.
the way the slide switch is hooked up. But this slide switch just sort of slides in there like that. You just put it in at an angle, slides down,
Oh, that's
has a little cutout for the pins to stick out of.
And it has a wall in the backing so that it prevents it from being pushed in.
Exactly, yeah.
That's good.
So that goes like that. You would move your wires out of the way like that. So you can angle that in like so.
John is asking, how do you plan on charging the battery? The Fona Feather has a built-in charging circuit, so the port that is also used for programming, that's micro USB, will also recharge the battery automatically.
Yeah,
Automatically.
here's that. And you just plug this guy in like so. And there you go.
The yellow LED indicates it's charging the battery.
It's charging. Like that. And then the way that we hook up the panel,
The mesh?
the little mesh, is that we
Protection.
use a little piece of tape
Oh, okay.
to stick that on like that. And then we just angle this guy in there like so. So you can just fit it in there like so. Just trying to hurry up so you can come out of here.
If
Yeah.
Uhara was the communications officer, then why did everyone always ask for Scotty first?
Let's see. Okay, so then the panel, the way the hinges work, is just stick that in there like that, and then you take a piece of 1.75 millimeter filament, and you fit that in there.
Or a
like
dowel.
that.
You can find a dowel that.
That's 175. Yeah.
Yeah,
And do that. Use your flush cutters.
Good use of just
that.
standard filament.
Yeah, and then you flush cut those out like that, and then you have yourself. Ta-da. There you go. You got your buttons. All button in like that.
Let me stand
There
in.
you go.
Now we have two of them.
Now we have a
Walkie-talkies.
Communicators.
Cool.
And there you go. That is how to build a Star Trek Communicator. The files will be released
Next
on
week.
Thursday.
Next week, Thursday.
Coming up.
Got
The video that goes along with this. The learning guide will also be launched by then as well.
Arduino Sketch will be on GitHub.
Yes.
These Fona libraries are already available on GitHub. Fona Feather is in stock. If you guys want to pick up the Fona Feather, I forget what the product ID is, but just type in Fona Feather.
Mhm.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this Friday the 13th. We haven't done a live stream build like this really ever, so it was fun putting it together.
Yeah, if you want to see Noah build his Pi Zero live, comment, send a message, tweet at him.
Now I'm obligated to do it.
How long did this take?
So far we've been streaming for I think about an hour and a half. Let me double check. 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Time flies.
Yep.
Yeah, nice seeing everybody and chatting with you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out again.
Remember to pick up a kit on Adafruit.com.
Yep.
We are supported by your guys' purchases. So definitely pick up any of the parts you saw us use here. Everything from the tools, to the solder, to the soldering iron,
To the filament. Oh, man.
to the filament,
This was
to
just
the
one big
printers,
ad. No, just kidding. It was fun. I hope you guys learned something and got something
tools.
there. So, alrighty, folks. We will see ya next time.
Have an
Enjoy the rest
awesome
of your
weekend.
weekend.
All right, see you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Spock. Spock.
Spock's over there.
See you guys.